are here with Michael from Helloween. Welcome on heavyworlds.com. We are really glad to have you here. How are the things going so far?
Well, we are doing a promo tour with interviews, like this. And we've been running for like 12 days now. We've been to several cities. And naturally we enjoy the nice weather and climate here in Milano. Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Okay. My God-Given Right, your 15th studio album, is coming out at the end of May, beginning of June. Would you like to introduce it to our readers?
Yes, it's a new record. It's called My God-Given Right. And we got pretty good reviews from people. And, nobody has been saying anything bad about it, so we're pretty confident. And that could be something for everyone, which I think. I mean, I've been pretty surprised when I heard it in one bit, when we presented it to some reporters and media people, and I think it's great.
Which is the evolution between Straight Out of Hell and My God-Given Right?
There is not really an evolution, because we did it the same way as the last record, but there's some analog equipment involved. So Charlie Bauerfeind, who's the producer, he got many expensive gadgets from the 80s, real world machines, and he put it into the digital loop of everything. We're still producing digital and on Pro Tools, but these gadgets, they really make an expensive sound and they make character and stuff. They're equalizers, they're limiters, and they're transformers from digital to analog and from analog to digital. And this is good stuff, and that's basically what you're hearing on this record. I think the record sounds a lot more round, expensive, harmonic, very good sound. And that's about the difference. And then you could say that the overall material on this record, there's a ballad, which there's not exactly a ballad on Straight Out of Hell. And this is a more round-up record, let's say, friendlier, more accessible, It's what maybe also housewives who are interested in some metal record that they want to buy, they could get.
Is there a link between the artworks of Straight Out of Hell and My God-Given Right? I mean, it turned from the fire of the first one to the snow or ice of the last one. Are they somehow related?
No, it's just that, the way we work and recorded it, is just the same. Same producer, same band, just different tracks. And we always transmit demos that we have at home that everybody does. To a server, and then all of the band members and the producer and the manager, they download that stuff, have a listen, and then we select stuff for a new record. And that's been the same thing, it's just we've had different tracks, and like everybody else, which is that ballad thing, is still from the Seven Sinners production, actually, in fact. It has been re-recorded part-wise, and now it appears here on this record. And the other one is You Still of War, which was called The Bomb during the production of the Seven Sinners. And so that's also from that old session that has been salvaged and brought over for this one. And basically the same way of doing things. It's just, surprising what becomes out of it then afterwards. Really.
Okay. After being linked to Sony for some years, you guys are now back with Nuclear Blast for the release of this album. What's the reason of this change?
When there was contract renegotiations, whether it be like more records with Sony or with Nuclear Blast, we got that good offer from Nuclear Blast that you can't refuse, right? It's been a very good offer. And our manager naturally is interested in doing the very best for the band and for the economics and everything. But at the same time, a key figure in Sony Records, took a leave, wanted to go into retirement or do something else, I don't quite know. But that key figure has always been friends with our manager and with Andy Darris from before, because he also worked for Sony before when the Pink Cream were with that label. And actually, he had picked us out of the SPV catalog, you know, when SPV fell apart, and other bands, you know, but we were among them, and this is actually how we ended up with Sony. Now, if that person takes a leave, you don't know who's coming next, you know. It could be that there's somebody who's interested in hip-hop, and then he would say, this Helloween band, what is it, you know? And actually it was the right point in time to change labels, and this is just like a typical technical approach to things, you know, and there's no bad blood involved or whatever. Everybody understands we're still friends with the people at Sony and everything, you know, really.
Battles One's lyric video came out some days ago. Why did you choose this song as the first one to show to the fans?
Well, the boss of the Nuclear Blast record company, he chose that song. He said he would like to do it as the pre-single, and the pre-single is on vinyl and has 2 tracks. It has A-side Battles 1 and A-side Lost in America. Lost in America is more or less, you could call it commercial, easygoing track, easily accessible, understandable for everyone, kind of a party song, right? And Battles 1 is more of the typical speed Helloween track with melodies and what you would expect, and kind of perfect for that kind of, if you have that taste. So you have both. You have the slightly commercial and the slightly classic Helloween aspect on one single. And if you don't have a record player, because it only comes in vinyl, you can still get it on iTunes, for instance, in digital form. But there's not a CD of it.
Are you planning to make a video for a new single? If yes, could you tell us anything more?
We have done a video a few days ago for My God-Given Right. And that took place in a metal melting place somewhere in Germany, like an old facility where they would generate metal and stuff, and that's real old. And there we were, you know, with the camera banging away, and that video will be out soon as well.
My God-Given Right is the 5th album with the same lineup. Do you believe that after several member changes you have found the right balance?
I hope so. I don't believe so, but I hope so. And you know, we know each other quite well now, and there's, you know, an interest in being friends and having a good time together, and everybody knows the strengths and weaknesses of the other, and that may help, you know. What we have for the first time is a mix of persons who are interested in like social interaction inside the band, and which is necessary, I think, for a functioning good band. And that wasn't always so. And I think we are having a nice society among all of us, you know. I just hope it stays that way.
In some past songs, like Power or Never Be a Star, you celebrate Helloween career and success. In other pieces like Anything My Mama Don't Like, you share laziness and humor. Do you think it's important to have many points of view in your lyrics?
Yeah, you know, you're always looking for ideas, what could be interesting or entertaining. And then you have like a flash of an idea, and then usually you want to bring it across, you know. These were the tracks you mentioned, and I'm always fishing for ideas. I always think, what could the next track be about, you know? So I'm always thinking. And it always depends on like how original is that or whatever, but we just want to offer and suggest, you know, certain things so everybody can make up his mind about it, you know? It's better than just saying like, destroy everything you don't like. I just think, you know, we can be a bit more constructive, you know, and that with the shocking stuff is for other people actually. I've done the track that's called Claws on this record, you know, which sounds mean, but basically it's just, you know, what birds of prey do with their prey, and that's nature. And maybe it's also meant in a different sense, you know, it could also be a love song from kind of strange people to another strange people, if you want to, you know, put it that way. And then it's even funny in a certain sense then, and naturally you can take it as it is, and then you say, but that's not funny, but it is.
You guys will be on tour this fall promoting the new album. What should your fans expect from these?
Actually, we are having festivals, about 20, that are booked and confirmed. Then one of the last ones will be the... What is it called, that thing in Japan? We have a festival in Japan, right? Loud Park. Yeah. Loud Park. I had too much coffee today. So it's the Loud Park Festival in Japan. Afterwards we're going to Australia and we will have 5 shows. And then from February on there's going to be a headline tour. And there's no dates for that yet. So there's not so much I can tell you about. But in the run of the months, the following months, well, we will come to all the countries and do shows, and that will probably be a more or less 2-hour show or 1 3/4 as usual. And we will probably play different material from the festival set list that we have. For a festival you always, well, play the hits and maybe 3 tracks of the new album. Stuff that everybody understands, which is good for a festival situation. Then on the headline shows we will sure play slightly different stuff.
This year you're attending the 30 years anniversary of your first album, Walls of Jericho. Are you planning to do anything special for this occasion?
No, except for us. This My God-Given Right result, the record, you know, is a good reason for celebration. We think it's great because it contains the variety from 30 years of Helloween. Everything kind of is in there. And so that's what we take as a celebration, particularly with that rich, harmonic, expensive sound that I mentioned before, which I just enjoy. That's celebration enough.
Okay. There have been rumors since ages about a possible tour with Michael Weikath altogether. I suppose everyone is asking you this question thousands of times, but is there anything true?
No, there's a lot of wishful thinking involved. You know, I heard the concrete rumor that they say, you know, they're going to do a reunion tour in 2016, and I can say right away that's not true. Okay. There's nothing in the planning for anything like that. You never say never, but you know, basically it's always the decision of Michael Weikath whenever he would, you know, allow for anything like that. And you know, we have that management, and whatever kind of decisions they want to do, you know, that's written in the sky. I have no idea. Okay. And it would be possible because we have that management and because everybody knows each other from before, from the tour, from meeting on the Metal Fest and whatever. But really what people are coming up with, you know, that's a collection of rumors and wishful thinking. Sorry.
You guys have been always very careful to the new sounds in your songs. Who do you think Helloween's successor is nowadays in 2015?
You know, it's because somehow we're real or serious or goofy or whatever. You know, there's like so many people who hate the way we are, who say like, okay, this is exactly not how I want my metal band to be. You know, I think Helloween suck, and they're, you know, goofies, they're nerds, they're crazy, you know. Yeah. How can you be like them, and how can you do such a terrible music? That's what many people say. And then we have the other people, you know, who come to our shows, who buy the records, who say we are the greatest, who say we are the godfathers of, you know, melodic metal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you know, if you ask me, I rather go with the people who like us. Because that with the other people, that's too complicated for me. And, you know, there's so many bands they may prefer, then they should go and get their bands, be happy, leave us in peace maybe. That would be a cool thing.
Who is Michael in normal life? How do you handle to live a normal life during break time from tour and recording sessions?
Well, actually where I live, hardly anyone knows Helloween, so nobody bothers me or whatever. It's not that it would bother me, because usually the Helloween fans, I would say, most of them, they have real good behavior. So I wouldn't even have trouble. If I were living in the middle of Hamburg, where I come from, or elsewhere, I think I could deal with that. People always have enough respect, to treat me the right way or whatever, or that it's pleasurable for both, right? And we had that 70,000 tons of metal ship thing. That was really good. I've been walking there and, the people treat you good. They have questions. They want to know something. Maybe they want an autograph or a pic or a picture or whatever. You can do that. It's not so bad. I mean, we are not monsters. No, I'm not, or maybe I am. But the fans, you meet, they usually know how to behave. We are in a lucky position, the band we are. We usually have very well-mannered fans, good-mannered fans. That's all you need,
That's all for now. Thank you for your time. Is there anything you would like to say to your fans or heavyworlds readers?
As usual, and maybe it sounds boring or incredible or whatever, but the thing is, I thank you for your support. I really appreciate the support from the Italian fans since a long time. And there's always ups and downs, They show you quickly if they think you've done something wrong or whatever, and they're still here. And I only have kind of a good life because of you people, right? So let's hope it's going on as long as it goes, and I hope we can please the fans, and that way I wish everyone a good time till the next show and whatever.